The Apartment. Alrighty guys, welcome back to The Apartment with your hosts Mitchell, Jordan, and Nolan. It's been a bit. It's been about 2 weeks now. It was my birthday the last time we recorded, but
Yeah, we already
we're back and better than ever. It's actually officially a month ago today, boys, that we recorded our first episode on November 5th.
Wow.
Seems like just yesterday.
It's been quite a journey so far, but would you say we're getting better?
I say that we're still sitting on the couch. Nothing much has changed. We're trying to get a better audio setup actually, so we're just like trying out a bunch of different things, but today we'll be recording through a couple different mics, so hopefully the audio turns out better, but we'll have to see on that.
I mean, since our first episode, we now have a stool to put Nolan's laptop on, you know? We're really upgrading big. You know, we now got the $20 soundboard from Valley Village, you know?
We're still sitting on a couch that we got for free on the side of the road, though.
Mitchell's using gaming headphones as the headphones.
Yeah, Turtle Beach. Don't
gaming
bring it up, man.
headphones.
I'm already really upset about
Turtle
it.
Beach, please sponsor me.
No.
Guys, we had a pretty busy day today planning Christmas. Let's elaborate on how it all went down. Basically, we went to Walmart today, you know, and Walmart had such a huge line, you know.
Yeah.
It was going there. I think there was at least 100 people on that line, and it was going behind us so long.
I don't really know if that's like a result of there being more people shopping, or if it's just that they're letting like 10 in, 10 out. Though I will say this, like, as someone who works at a grocery store, someone came up to me the other day at work and was like, "Did you know that this year we ordered 4 times as much product as we usually do around this time?"
Whoa. Because people are stocking up?
Because people are like, it's a combination of like panic buying, but also just the sheer fact that people are like stuck at home now.
Yeah.
So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we're actually supposed to be actually under lockdown here in Toronto, but what it seems like so far, honestly, nothing's really been closed down all that much except for like bars and restaurants, but we haven't been going to those, so like you can still pretty much go to any store. It's just they're monitoring how many people go inside.
Mm-hmm. It's like a soft lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, like, we went to the mall today, and it did feel weird for someone like me, because I hadn't been to the mall in, like, 8 months, like, since the pandemic started, really, so it felt weird to be, like, walking around in a mall setting with a mask on, but other than that, I mean, like, shit really isn't locked down, so, but yeah, it's crazy to think that the holiday season, I mean, we just went to Dollarama, so it's like, when I splurging on holiday decorations.
Yeah, we got some nice decorations, though, you know? We're going for, like, a red and white theme. Sorry. That's my speech impediment.
Yo, hear me out. What if Christmas had like a certain like set of like Christmas colors where like it was like green and red or something like that?
That would be, actually, that'd be crazy.
That'd be kind of.
Could you imagine?
That'd be like holly jolly, though.
And imagine if Halloween also had its own like something like orange and black
and like purple.
That'd be weird. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
This is a question I have for you guys, though.
Okay.
Where did we get the star from to put on the top of our Christmas tree?
Dollarama.
I don't know.
That's all we can afford.
Normally, I'd say like if the Christmas market was still going on, we could like head down there and get like a really fancy star. But I think it's important because this is our first year living together, so we don't have like a collection of ornaments already.
Yeah.
But I do think that over the course of however long I'm stuck with you idiots, we're gonna collect some shit. So like our star, I think it goes on the top of the tree. It couldn't be a more important ornament, so I definitely don't think we should be overthinking where we purchase this one.
Well, I have a question. So my family used to put an angel on top of the tree instead of a star. What about your guys' families? Like, do you guys put angels or stars?
I think we flip-flopped a bunch when I was a kid, but I think we went over to a star, though. I have seen an angel on the top.
Yeah,
of
we
the
usually
tree.
did a white star.
Yeah, I think stars are better, definitely.
Yeah, well, angel just like it just imposes this religious theme on you.
Yeah,
it's just like, I don't know, man.
We're in an interesting situation too in terms of getting the Christmas tree from Walmart, where we're likely going to be buying it back to our apartment because we're gonna have to take it on the subway. Now it's only one stop. But we're going to have to get that through, like, you know, the checkout. Like,
I think it's going to be funny, and I think we should definitely film it.
Yeah,
that's going to be on the tape.
12-foot tree onto the subway.
The one thing that I think is always interesting is, like, what the fuck do you do with the Christmas tree afterwards? Because, like, growing up in my neighborhood, we had, like, a ravine across the street. So everyone would just like throw the trees into the forest when they were done. Yeah, because it's like it's a natural tree. But it's like in the city, like what the fuck are we gonna do come January 1st when we have a Christmas tree just in our apartment?
We'll just replant it in the park.
Yeah, it's going to our
You
the
can't
park
exactly
beside us.
replant a tree that's already been chopped, my guy. What we could do is like chop it up or like bring it down to there's like a public fireplace in the
Oh yeah.
in the park, and we could like bring it down there. But
I say we have to ride it down the hill first. It's like a sled.
yeah, sled on the tree.
Yeah, we actually Mitchell and I found a mattress that's been behind our building now for probably like a couple months since we moved in, because it used to be. We found it like when we were looking at this apartment before we decided to sign the lease. It was just in one of the rooms, so they put it behind the building, and we wanted to see if we could slide down that because there's a park next to us with huge, like so many steep hills, but it didn't even work at all. And we just left the mattress there on the hill.
There was one point where Jordan like jumped on it and it didn't move whatsoever, and he just like hot dog rolled down the entire hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So living in lockdown right now, we're not seeing too many people. But it was last Friday, right? We went to George's house.
Yeah.
How
For
was
those
that?
people who don't know or don't care enough to watch Mitchell's vlogs, George is a good friend of mine, and
Very good friend.
he lives really close to us, so we usually hang out with him. But it was cool. It was interesting because like what we did the other night, it wasn't exactly illegal, but it kind of like felt like a little bit sus. So shout out George and the boys if you guys are listening right now. We love you. But essentially they have this little balcony in their like apartment building, and so we go over there and we had like a campfire on the balcony because they have this like little mini fire set. And yeah, we were just chilling at like a campfire, but like also in the middle of the city. It was really bizarre. But yeah, I don't know how legal that is to have like an open flame 2 stories up, but it was a good time.
We're exposing him.
I mean, like, you're supposed to be outside during this whole pandemic thing anyway, so it was nice to just sort of chill, almost pretend like you're camping. But then the funny part is Jordan and I had to like take the subway home, so I wonder if like we smelled like campfire or campers on the
We
way
definitely did. Mitchell wasn't even there. What was Mitchell doing?
No, I was in Burlington. I went back to
Oh wow,
see
you're
my family.
just saying where you live now. Your hometown.
Yeah.
Everybody go to Burlington and find Mitchell's house.
home. Yeah, what a celebrity.
Let me give
I
my
mean,
address too.
He's on famous birthdays, so you never know.
Yeah, add that famous
It's no
birthdays.
biggie.
Born in Burlington, Ontario.
You want to just give my house address too? Street name as well?
Hell yeah.
No, but what I liked about their fireplaces too, because Ian had that thing that attached to the side. Now to describe
It was like a smoke diffuser. Like it sucked the smoke away from the fire. It didn't really work that much because, like, let me tell you, I did laundry today and my jacket still smelled like smoke. But nature of the beast,
The story of how that fireplace originated, like got onto their balcony, is interesting too, because one of their other friends and now our new friend Daniel just left it there. You know that? He actually brought it there and left it there for
Yeah,
them.
people be doing that.
And that's how we got our bong, So our friends just left the bong
I
here for
want to
us.
have like a campfire like down in the park that's right near our apartment, because there's like I said, there's that fire pit there, and we could like burn our Christmas tree all pagan and shit. After Christmas we'll just like have like a devil worshipping ceremony where we burn the tree.
The usual Saturday.
Hell yeah.
Cult
Saturdays
circle.
cult days are for the boys. 2020.
Wait, oh shit, I just moved the mic so much there.
Yeah, you're okay.
Do I sound good? Okay.
You're good. I got the audio under control, my guy.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna segue into this now. Spotify versus Apple Music. It's wrap-up season. Everybody got to see their list of
Yeah,
how
I
many
actually haven't
minutes they've
checked
listened.
mine yet, but I can probably tell you like who I'm listening to.
You can check it live on the. Wait, do you use Spotify or Apple Music?
I use Apple Music because personally, like,
That's a
for me, like I had an Android for a long time, and then when I switched over to an iPhone, it was just already downloaded. So I was like, okay, fuck it, why not? Plus, like, it's the same. Like, before anyone like gets into the debate, it is the same shit, Spotify and Apple Music. But I will say this, as a musician myself, I would go for Apple Music just because they happen to pay. Apple Music and iTunes pay musicians a little bit more fairly than Spotify do, in my opinion. So that's why I chose it, but also just the convenience on an iPhone. But I mean, like, I do like the whole marketing idea of like a Spotify artist rap thing that comes around like this time of year. It is interesting. They do that a lot better. So like, I mean, like, I haven't seen anyone out here like posting their Apple Music raps.
Oh, you think Spotify does it better than Apple Music?
I think they've created like a communal thing where like every year around this time people are like, oh yeah, this is my top listen artist. It's a really great way for like artists to connect to their fans, but also that just to see what your friends are listening to.
It's basically like free marketing because everyone just posts
Pretty much, yeah.
Well,
Or
the way they did
Spotify.
it this year, I think they did it even better this year than last year because I don't like they did it like an Instagram story setup this year. I don't like where it's like I don't think they did that last year unless I'm crazy.
Yeah, it kind of is like from the artist perspective, it is always fun for me to like log in like Spotify for artists and like see where, because like the analytics are crazy. Like last year when we did ours, I haven't checked ours this year, but I'm assuming it's around the same like amount of streams, so I'm not like worried about it. But like last year when we checked it, like it shows you like, oh, you have like one person in like Dublin, Ireland listening to your music, and it's like, oh shit, that's crazy.
It tells you exactly where they are.
Yeah, and then if you log into Spotify for artists as well through your like distributor at any given time, it'll tell you how many people are listening to your music like right now, which is cool. Like it could be like, oh, 27 people are listening to Snow Days right now.
Well, let's pull.
Yeah, I'm pulling
pull
mine
all of
up
our
right
stuff
now.
up.
Okay, so apparently, the song I listened to the most this year was "Stuck with You" by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. So I already know Nolan's opinion on that. What do you think of that?
Personally, like I'm not gonna shit on pop music. I listen to my own type of music, like, but like, I don't know. Jordan likes pop music.
What would you guess is your top song if you just had to guess?
My top song, I really can't say. I listen to a lot of different type of music, but
I was a decent podcast listener this year too. 6,808 minutes.
yeah, I never really listen to podcasts like on Spotify myself, but that's crazy.
I don't know. I just like podcasts in general. Because when you're like walking, these guys know it too. Whenever I'm like washing dishes and stuff, I just throw on my Beats headphones and I just listen away.
I scared the living shit out of Jordan the other day.
Mitchell, you weren't here for this.
Yeah, so
What
like
happened?
I was coming home from work, and like there was some crazy shit. We can use this as a segue actually. There's some crazy shit popping off on our street like all the time. So like I saw something that which we will later disclose in our crazy Toronto street segment here. But I saw something and I was like running in to like tell Jordan, but I happened to be dressed in all black because I was just got off work, and he was just like walking around the apartment with his Beats headphones on, wireless, just like jamming out, doing dishes or whatever. And I ran in and he couldn't hear me, but I was like running towards him being like, yo, check this out. But because I was in all black, he like looked at me and he thought I was like a burglar, and he got so scared he almost cried. It was hilarious.
Well, we have a habit in our apartment, to sometimes leave the front and side door open,
Yeah,
so
don't be broadcasting
Don't
that.
tell people.
Don't be broadcasting that in public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, our spare keys under the mat at the front door. So if you want to come in, feel free.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but as Nolan referred to earlier, it's kind of been a crazy week on the street we live on, Couple weeks, actually, I should say, basically. Well,
It all started when someone unfortunately, there was like an altercation at a bar on our street, and someone unfortunately lost their life, which really sucks. But then like also just negative vibes in the air. Like I saw some guy, I don't know if I discussed this on the last podcast. I don't think I did. I think it happened since. But some crazy guy jumped it onto the subway platform and then like was like pulled up by another guy, and like then he was like yelling at people, which is crazy. I don't think he was trying to kill himself, but he was just like, I don't know, wilding out. We saw the guy, actually we discussed in our last podcast, the crazy guy. I've actually seen him twice since the last podcast, so I just want everyone to know that we are keeping tabs on this guy, and I saw him twice since the last time we recorded about that segment about him. So he is out and active. I remember I said he was probably no more than 3 kilometers from our apartment at any given time, or whatever the factor was, and it's true. I saw him yesterday.
for context, that's the guy that goes like, "Oh."
Yeah,
Kinda like
exactly.
that. Yeah, and then the big thing that's happened in this past week is we've had the police coming into our apartment building because
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to be like out here like shouting what went down.
yeah, like, we can't say it too loudly.
But essentially, our neighbors
Oh, we're just gonna say it.
were like freaking out a little bit, and we don't really know the details. So like, I don't want to talk shit on anyone. All we know is that the police came in. They were called to our neighbors because there's some crazy noise going on, and then you guys got like questioned. You guys were leaving the house, and they were like, "What?"
Yeah,
What'd they
here
say?
I'll break it down right now. So Mitchell and I were going to Walmart to get some sleds because we just wanted to go like tobogganing the first day. It was really snowy, So we're actually going down the stairs. As we open the front door, the 2 police officers are walking into our building, and they just ask us a few questions. So like, oh yeah, we've been getting some noise complaints to Bleep, where our next door apartment that lives right next to us, So they just wanted to know what was going on because we had been hearing these like weird noises coming like for the past couple days, and we thought it could just be someone having sex. I mean, some people have crazy sex.
Yeah,
but
it did sound like a little bit like spicy in origin originally, but then we didn't know what happened. So the police came up and then what they say to you?
Basically, what they said to us was, do you know where this is coming from? Do you know what it could possibly be about? And I'm going to be honest, we didn't really have too much answers to give them. Like because we honestly thought it was coming from upstairs, not beside us. But ultimately, that was just kind of like that. And then the next day, Nolan's coming home from work, and there's 4 police cars outside our apartment.
Who I think was our neighbor, was in handcuffs, and there was 4 policemen, and they were all yelling on the street, and I was like, holy shit. And then I came inside and scared the living poop out of Georgia.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Jordan was so scared. It was hilarious.
I screamed so loud too.
You didn't scream loud. You just looked kind of like you did when you saw the mice. You were just shocked and scared.
To top it all off, that wasn't even there was still more on this craziness, because right at the mall that's only a block away, a cyclist was killed by a car.
Welcome back to Negative Toronto News segment on our podcast, where we just go over all the crazy shit that's been going down.
Yeah, honestly,
let's talk
about some happy stuff.
Well, it's kind of scary because it's we are out here living our lives, and since we moved down here, people have actually been dying around us.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is, but I just think it's interesting how you've probably passed someone on the street at some point who's died within the last week, but you would never know.
Yeah, it's pretty scary to think about. Now there has been some negativity on our street, but in terms of our actual apartment, the mice are back, baby. Now I consider that negative. You guys probably think it's funny.
I don't think it's funny. Like the fact that Mitchell said the mouse went into his room was kind of sus.
That was a while ago.
That was a while ago. Yeah, but now that we know they're capable of that, I just want to get rid of them. Yeah. And ultimately, I wouldn't really classify us as the messiest
No, we're very
household.
clean for
a
university type living situation. I think we're very clean.
We clean today, but the thing is, I'm not in university. I'm out here trying to be an adult male.
That's the life you're living. You're living the uni life.
Trying to clean up, and essentially what we found. Well, what these guys found is they found a new entrance that the mouse are getting in through. But I will say this, mans really can't be leaving granola bar wrappers out on the fucking table overnight. That's all I'm saying.
Here, let me give some context. So basically 3 days ago, I walked through the front door. A mouse was underneath our couch. I see it run it literally sprinted all the way to the corner. And I always ask Mitchell, because I get so scared. I'm like, can you lift up the beanbag? There's a giant beanbag here, by the way. So I'm lift it up, see if the mouse is hiding underneath there, and it never is. It's somehow getting underneath our baseboards, which is crazy. Yeah. Sorry, I just moved the mic. I don't know if that's going to affect the quality or not.
Well, then there's also the massive hole behind our cupboards in the kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of plugged up. You expect to kind of have holes or gaps when you have any plumbing situation, but I will note this: we do live above a restaurant, and that restaurant backs onto a busy street, so I doubt that we were the ones who brought the mice into this building, though they are back. I will say also we haven't really changed the bait in our traps, and they're probably getting cold out there, so they need a place to live.
Yeah, it's a scary time,
so we should invite them in.
Definitely.
I'm actually getting less scared of mice because there was a second time I saw them, which was 2 days ago. Mitchell and I were up pretty late, until 1 a.m. in the morning, and then I come out of his room, and then
what were you doing in his room?
We were making out.
Fun time,
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
We were naked.
I'm walking down a hallway, and then I'm facing towards our front door, and I just see a mouse run out of our closet, and it goes down below our fridge, and I'm presuming it went through that giant hole that's underneath our sink.
2 by 2 foot hole behind
The crazy thing about this apartment is it looks nice at first glance, but then you also see that there's a slant in the floor, so there's a gap on our doors and shit, so we're really not stopping any rodents from getting in. We're just trying to coexist with them as best we can, so I mean, it's okay.
But you know what, guys, Nolan referred to earlier, we did clean up nice today, and now we have this huge garbage can that will
that was a big win for the boys. Is if anyone really even fucking cares, we got a new garbage can today, and it's honestly changed our lives.
I think everybody cares. It's the biggest news ever.
That's what excites us, having a big garbage can instead of 3 little ones.
When we continue to develop this podcast, it'll come to the point where we have segments. One of them will be like the crazy shit that happens on the street. The other will be like, how clean is the apartment this week? Who's not been doing their chores? And then like people can vote. Like eventually, I want it to be like Survivor. Like we can vote Mitchell off the island.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the subscribers can.
Or we vote the messiest person off the island.
Or you go to Patreon, you pledge a vote, you pay for a vote, and then you get a vote on who gets voted off the island. And then we will film that person sleeping on the street for one night.
Yeah. Selfless plug for the Patreon.
Yeah, exactly.
And we just plug the Patreon, yeah.
Yeah, check out the Patreon.
But guys, it was pretty messy today though, because there was literally a single egg on top of our like strainer, which was on our drying rack, and I'm like, why the hell is there
The thing
an egg
is,
there?
like, we are in lockdown. We're talking about 3 guys being trapped in like a relatively small 4 walls for like 3 weeks, and no ladies have been coming over. Our girlfriends have
That's
not been
fine.
over.
We don't need ladies when we have each other.
I'm just saying, no, yeah, well, I'm just saying that like we kind of have an excuse to clean up if the girlfriends are coming over, but like because that's been prohibited by the government, we kind of let ourselves go. And I feel great to be like sitting here, like whatever time it is today. What time is it right now? 5:25. I've done my laundry. I've done my shopping for the day. I'm in a dress shirt. It feels good, and yeah, I didn't really leave the house today, but
Yeah, you know,
I want to call that a win.
We got a garbage can.
this pandemic has been affecting so many people, you know, and I think we need to support local, and that's why we support the local business philosophy,
Yeah,
which
we
makes
went
the best
to
coffee.
a coffee shop
What
today.
is this? A
Why
sponsor
do we
for
care?
philosophy?
Yeah, listen. No. What he's doing is he's baiting them in. So, basically, now that we've mentioned someone's name, a company
Random
name
brand.
that I probably already forgot, you guys have already forgot too. They can actually now the ball's in their court. They can reach out to us for sponsorship opportunities. Which, speaking of sponsorship opportunities, not to like go on and talk with this right at the gate here, but you guys have actually been talking to some alcohol companies.
Yeah, we
Explain
have.
that, Mitchell. Explain it.
We got well, one of our friends from high school. She's sponsored by this alcohol company, so Jordan brought it to my attention, and I DM'd them, and then they got back, and then next thing you know, the exact same day, they sent us 2 cases of alcohol. So
Wait, was it the same day? I
Yeah,
thought
it was
oh.
the exact same day, and then next thing you know, we're drinking free alcohol by Bangarang. Thank you to Bangarang.
Oh, you're saying it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I didn't know if they had actually paid for a podcast segment, but
They give us
Shut
free
up,
alcohol.
yeah.
They can have whatever they want.
yeah, true.
It lasted like there were 24 cans. We still have 1 tall boy left.
Yeah,
you know?
if anyone knows like a rep for like any company that may or may not be alcoholic
Basically,
beverage,
yeah, anything that's
hit Mitchell
alcohol.
up in the DMs. He's our brand ambassador for this podcast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a like soda water sponsorship. I know that like we've been talking about.
Bubbly?
Well, Bubbly's kind of off the table because they have Michael Bublé.
President's Choice.
PC, I'll take PC.
I'll take PC.
I'll take San Pellegrino. I'll take Perrier. I mean, Perrier is like, at this point, I think that Perrier is like the old man of soda water with all these
Yeah.
new players like
So we don't want that.
Bubbly. Yeah,
Controversial.
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I always remember seeing like on like American Idol, the judges would have like Coca-Cola cups.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or like 7-Up cups, or like whatever drink it was, and I thought that was so cool. So like maybe they could hook us up. So if anyone knows any like local soda water brands, LaCroix would be great, but that's a little too expensive. We just want soda
We
water,
just want free stuff, basically.
except Sapsucker. I don't really like Sapsucker soda water.
What is that? Is it literally sap?
Yeah, it's a
think I've
soda
heard of
water
it.
made from like sap, tree sap.
Oh, you
Yeah, I brought
let
it
us
home.
try
We
some,
sell it
yeah.
at work. It's not the best, in my opinion. I would rather go with the LaCroix, but c'est la vie. But yeah, if anyone has any connects in the soda water industry, hit us up because we are avid drinkers of that shit. And
Or-
like, we're not just looking for alcohol. This is a family show, family podcast. So let's get some wholesome beverages in here. you know?
But if there is alcohol in it, then it can't hurt.
I don't want to
Well, it
make
can't
this
hurt.
podcast into like I don't want to indulge in the frat boy energy of just drinking like White Claw-esque beverages.
I've never even had a White Claw.
Wait, what is that?
It's like
What's
a
a White Claw?
Bangarang. It's like a
Yeah,
Bangarang. Yeah,
pretty much.
It's like a hard soda.
But Bangarang's way better, you know.
Hashtag drink Bangarang.
Hashtag
Sponsor us.
yeah.
We can be like that Canadian TikToker that just drinks and chugs beer, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just shotgun Bangarangs.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like now more than ever, it's easy to get like a brand endorsement
So you're
just
saying
for
it's
like
easy?
one thing. Well, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying like we don't have a lot of listeners yet. So like, hit us up. You know what I mean? Like the most you can lose, the most you're out, and this goes to any company who wants to reach out to three of us, content creators. The most you're gonna lose is a case of product that's probably been sitting on your like warehouse floor for a couple days.
Just send us free stuff. You know, can't
Well,
hurt.
We'll take half price shit. Like you don't understand. Like I come home from work with a bunch of like
He's
half
going off.
price free like things. It's like we'll take it. You know what I mean? Like we're not snobby. Give us some dented cans, and we'll shout you out.
Here,
Thank you.
I want to get my take on this. You know,
Yeah, go for it, man.
All of these local businesses, they're struggling so much from this pandemic. I don't know if you guys heard, but like over
Yeah.
like 20,
Oh,
like
definitely, yeah.
20 businesses in Kensington Market, which is in Toronto where we live, have had to shut down due to this lockdown. You know, so these businesses are in jeopardy and they're desperate. You know, so we'll promote you. We want you guys to survive. You know,
So,
I think
yeah.
I swore I just saw the mouse again. By the way.
Shut up.
As much as we're joking, we're also serious. Moving on. Segue to the
Yeah, let's
next
move
segment.
on.
What do you got for
Alrighty,
me?
so I know Nolan would go crazy if we talk too much about the Jake Paul, Nate Robinson fight. I don't honestly don't care, but
I
this-
didn't even watch. That was like the fight, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the fight. So
We-
like I don't really have much to say
We know
about
that Jake Paul KO'd him. What I find interesting is the aftermath of
Yeah.
that fight has led to so
Yes.
much discussion.
Well, tell him about the Conor McGregor thing.
Well, that's not confirmed yet. That might
No,
happen.
but like he challenged him.
No,
right?
there's more interesting stuff than that to talk about.
You don't think that's interesting?
That probably won't actually happen. Jake Paul's challenged fucking everybody, bro. I don't. Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Dude, Connor responded to it. He actually
yeah, sure, he
he
probably will.
responded to it.
I mean, NHL players are challenging him, like Evander Kane, and that's making TMZ.
Yeah, but like Jake Paul's like the shit, you know. Like he
I don't know. I think a hockey player could definitely beat his ass. You know,
could beat Jake Paul's
Jake
ass or Conor
Paul, I
McGregor.
They
feel like
trained to
Jake.
fight.
I feel like Conor McGregor is like a hot-headed guy. Like like what was it like last year? He like fucking threw a chair at someone.
yeah,
Wait,
I
what?
think so. Yeah.
Something, yeah. Like he threw a chair at like a tour bus. I forget what it was, but like he's a hot-headed dude. I wouldn't want to get on his side, and I feel like Jake Paul is like it's funny because Conor McGregor has like already like a little bit of an attitude, but then
Yeah.
Jake Paul like trying to like fight him is just like I don't know. The only thing I saw from this whole thing was like Jake Paul made a statement where he's like, let's just say that like my people are talking to his people, and so like okay, but like I also feel like
My
stooping
people.
low. It's an interesting thing with these fights though because like say Jake Paul reaches out to Conor McGregor to fight, and
Hold on
Conor
one sec, I
McGregor
gotta-
accepts the fight.
You go in the washroom?
No, I gotta reset the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we not filming anymore?
We're blacked out right now, baby. We're blacked
we're
out.
still talking.
Oh shoot! I just completely muted my mic. Well, we're professionals.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me start that again. So say that Jake Paul reaches out to Conor McGregor's people and wants to talk about a potential fight. Mitchell, you gotta fix your
Yeah, I
microphone.
know.
So if he wants to fight Conor McGregor, all the good for him. But it can go two ways because if Conor McGregor turns down the fight, people are gonna be like, "Oh, are you being too much of a pussy to fight Jake Paul?" But then if he accepts the fight and loses, it's almost worse.
You think he'd lose? You think there's a chance he'd lose?
I honestly don't know.
Well, this
Jake
is-
Paul looks. I can't even say if he would win the fight.
Connor's like a I don't know like
But
what he's
let me
won,
tell you,
but,
like, I don't know how much money these fights gross, but I would fucking pay. I would pay to see Jake Paul get his ass beat by a UFC fighter. I would love that. That
Well,
would
this
be
is what I
amazing.
was getting
Yeah.
at, boys. If you had all the money and expenses to train as long as you could, do you think you could beat Jake Paul in a boxing match in the ring?
I think Jake
I've-
Paul's a wuss.
I've never even been in a fight in my life.
Yeah, but if you
Is
train,
this,
if you
is
practice,
this boxing or is this UFC?
This is boxing.
So Conor
Boxing.
McGregor does not do UFC.
No, he does.
Conor McGregor does UFC, but Jake Paul wants to box him.
No. Oh wait, what's the thing with the gloves? That's what Jake does.
Jake Paul boxes. That's
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah.
UFC is like. Is
That's
that
just
what
like fists,
does
right?
McGregor you would do UFC?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
he's
think
just
so.
like a.
Well,
like,
he did. He's retired probably 20 times. Come out of retirement 20 times.
I don't
Yeah.
know. The thing is that if you actually saw the numbers on like what these celebrity fights gross, like you'd probably fucking throw up. Like it's stupid how much money these
It's
guys
crazy.
But
Yeah.
do you think you could beat Jake Paul in a boxing match? Gotta answer the question.
make. Do I think I could
Yeah.
with unlimited training and resources?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about the sport of boxing, but I want to say yes, just because I'm not little bitch, but like
You
I don't know.
heard it here first, Jake Paul.
We're
Nolan
coming
is
for you.
challenging
No.
you to a fight.
I don't want to fight you. I literally don't even want to be in the same room with you. Do you hear how this guy thinks of COVID, man? Like, this guy doesn't even...
Oh, the COVID party after his fight, dude, was just so bad. There were hundreds of people there.
COVID party?
Yeah.
That's what they call them, COVID parties. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
He's out here partying, and I mean, like, it makes me feel okay because, like, we have, like, a circle of people who we, like, see, but, like, that makes me feel good about what we're doing, but, like, it just makes me lose hope for the States, like, right now during this crisis.
Yeah, by the way, is Tana Mongo dating Logan Paul now or something? Cause I keep
Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I thought Logan Paul was dating some
Another
other
useless
girl.
person.
This
who
is
we don't need
the
to be
most
talking
important
about.
conversation.
Yeah, no, next segue into another topic.
Wow.
All right, now we're talking about Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
Yeah, just to get, repeat. No. We're going to talk about some work-related stuff. I asked Nolan to prepare a story. We have so many stories because we work at McDonald's.
I actually have a good story for this, actually.
You can go first if you want to.
So with the full-on risk I'm taking right now, I could be fired for this. Well, no, I don't think I will because, like, I stand with the store. And I don't think anyone is going to be watching this. But, like, essentially, for those of you who don't know, we've talked about it before in this podcast. I work at a, like, really fancy grocery store here in the city. And Jordan was like, well, do you have any, like, work stories, like, of craziness? And, like, generally, like, I have, like, my customers are, like, very rich, and so they're not, like, if anything, they're just assholes. They're not, like, actually causing shit. But, like, what happened this year was actually crazy. This guy comes into the store, and, like, we were, like, stocking, wasn't even me, my coworker was, like, stocking blackberries because I work in the produce department, and I guess some blackberry juice, like, spilled in this guy's pants. And he made a whole big deal about it, talking about how they were, like, $300 pants. He would need to get them dry cleaned, and then he took them to the dry cleaner, and then he came back, and like, there was still a stain. And so the long story short, I go upstairs one day, and I see my, like, store manager, like, just standing in the middle of the store with, like, a phone, just holding this guy's pants, being like, what the fuck? Like, he didn't want to take this shit, but, like, this guy brought it all the way up to, like, the high levels of the company. And long story short, we actually paid $300 for this guy to get a little speck of blackberry juice off his pants or buy new pants.
Well, these are rich people, man. They do everything
The crazy
they can.
thing is he's not even that rich. Like, I don't want to be one of those guys who, like, judges him by his car, but he doesn't really wear nice clothes. It's funny because you have these people who come to my store and you can tell that they kind of get off on shopping there. So there's, like, really rich people who are like, oh yeah, I'm here, like, being super rich. And then there's the people who just want to be them so bad. And this is, like, one of those guys who, like, he wants to pretend to be rich. So he drives this, like, shitty little car, and he only gets, like, items that are, like, 30% off. And he just wants to be one of these bougie important customers. So he causes this whole stink about blackberry on his pants. And we actually, because he, like, said to us, he's like, I'm a valuable customer, and our store ended up giving him, like, a $300 credit. The crazy thing, though, is that, like, some people buy, like, thousands of dollars worth of stuff in one go at my store.
Are you serious?
Thousands?
How much do they get for that?
They'll get, like, a whole cart worth of groceries for, like, a family of 6, and it'll be, like, $1,600.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my god, that's freaking
Yeah,
weird.
shop at No Frills.
It's actually fucked. Yeah, I mean, like, we shop at No Frills and we risk getting COVID every time, but, like, these guys are out here actually spending money, which more money than our rent. They spend more money than we do each to live in our apartment.
So go ahead.
In one go.
That's ridiculous.
Why wouldn't those people just get their groceries delivered at that point? If you have the luxury,
They can. Bro, do you know what's
Just get it
also
delivered
fucked
to you.
up? We have customers who will order stuff. So, like, we don't sell alcohol at our store, but some guy ordered, like, from a winery. He ordered his wine to our store so that he could pick it up. Like, he sent the FedEx. He put our store's address
As
like,
his.
as his own.
That's
And
pretty
then they
funny.
sent, like, 2 cases of, like, really fancy wine to our store, and he had to come and pick it up. I'm like, dude, what kind of services are we running here? Like,
like a
Before-
third-party
So that's
wine
my crazy
service.
work
Before we
story for you.
continue, I just want to make note. Like, I don't know if I talked to you about this today, Nolan, but do you know on Skip the Dishes now you can order alcohol, like, from the LCBO?
that's actually sick. I stand by that.
Revolutionary.
I think you would know this because have you ever ordered, like, if you ever ordered weed before, have you ever ordered it online?
Yeah, when I used to smoke a lot of weed, I would order it online and then have it shipped, because I used to live in my cottage, so I would have weed, like, shipped to the post office, and that's how I would get weed when I was
Oh,
doing
so
summers
you get
there.
ID'd at the post office.
Not even. They didn't. They had no idea it was weed. This is back when weed was still
it wasn't legal then.
Wait, how do you get? Oh yeah. How do you think people will get ID'd though for getting the alcohol?
I think that they probably have to verify their ID on the app.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
thought.
like
so.
you would have to like show your ID, because I've ordered from weed delivery services back when I was a mega stoner, where like you had to show your ID. And just for everyone listening, I don't smoke weed actively anymore, but yeah, I used to have to show my ID on the browser extension, like take a selfie with it, and then they would send you the product.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about us though, because we work at McDonald's, and fun fact, we work at probably the second or third most sketchiest McDonald's in the city of Toronto.
Yeah, right
That's-
across the street too.
it's been
I
rated
feel
that.
like if people put all the information about all the accidents and what you just said about McDonald's, they could find out exactly
Yeah,
where
they could
we
find
live.
it.
Yeah, if they follow Toronto police operations, they know where we live.
We don't beat the Queen and Spadina McDonald's though at this point, but we're getting there.
So just eliminating McDonald's at this point.
So to give some context, like, so basically every week, twice a week actually, for us, there's a thing called per hour, and they've hired us, the big strong men, to lift up all
Yeah.
the stuff from the truck, you know. And we
Muscular
have to,
boys.
like, that's how they get all the product done. So we have to do that twice a week. We get a free meal at the end of it. It's only like a 3-hour shift, so it's pretty chill. But every time we've done per hour now for the past month, crazy shit is going down. It's unbelievable. The first time, like, because there's a new driver every week, surprisingly. Like, it's not usually the same guy. This one guy fucking drops everything, like, because they have like a skid steer machine. Like, they probably use it at like your grocery
Mhm.
store, right?
Yeah, like a skid lifter, pallet lifter.
A power lifter. He's taking it out of the way they do it too is so sketchy. Like, it's going out of the truck, and he has to put it onto like this metal platform that like shakes, and he basically like throws it sometimes too, and like to the end. And like one time he did that, it wasn't secure at all, and the whole fucking skid just falls onto the middle of the road. 3 of us, the employees, one of our managers actually had to run, and we just have to try to throw everything out. We have cars honking at us and all this shit. It was so fucking crazy. And wanna know what happened? The aftermath of all of that, after we got the Brower order done and everything, the sauces, like 4 boxes of sauces, they were just fucked up. I actually had to physically
Exploded everywhere.
I had to physically like lift all of the sauces out, put them into like our sink and wash them off, throw out the ones that were bad, and I had to get a new box and put them into it. And then because McDonald's,
That's
you know,
insane.
you gotta sell what you get. You know, you can't let anything
That's
go bad.
crazy. I actually dropped like a skid of something the other day at work, and it
Yeah,
like fell
explain
on my
that.
head, and everyone was more concerned with like the product coming into the store than they were me. I don't think they saw like I was doing like a bakery stack, and like this thing of shepherd's pie like fell on my head.
Oh, did it actually?
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
It hurt like a bitch, but I was also like really embarrassed for dropping a bunch of product in front of the store, so we just like hustled it inside.
Do you have concussions? You got a
Nah, I'm
concussion?
fine. I did get a
Imagine
concussion once,
contusion?
but I'm alive.
Getting concussed from shepherd's pie.
I'm alive, yeah. Dude, Chef Pie hit me hard, straight to the head.
So, yeah, we still got more Brower stories. Mitchell and I worked yesterday.
Oh my God.
This guy literally refused to do the job. Explain it a little,
Okay, so
Mitchell.
basically what happened was he came to the storefront, opened the door, and was like, and then our manager talked to him, and he's like, okay, you and you, he pointed at me and Jordan, he's like, you guys are gonna help me bring the pallets over. And then we're like, well, that's your job. And then he said no, and then he went back to his truck and sat in the driver's seat and told us that he's not gonna do his job. Wait.
1 minute. No, I'm just stepping out for a second.
Oh,
Go,
okay.
keep
Oh, you're
talking,
always.
bro.
Oh, I thought he was. I
You're
didn't know
good.
we needed to wait for him. But basically, he went back to his driver's seat and said, "I'm not working until I want to." And then we waited there for 3 hours until the Brower Company sent another dude. He traveled 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts, bro. And the thing about how that works is basically after 4 o'clock, which is usually when our shift ends, you're gonna get ticketed if you're still parked in that specific road. So like when this guy came, we only had like a 10-minute window to do everything as fast as possible, you know. And when this guy finally complied, because what happened was when the one driver came, they basically switched out. So the other guy went back into the company truck and left. We were all booing him too, because that guy was such a fucking asshole, you know.
You
Fuck
should
him.
have seen our manager. He was so pissed at the dude.
But yeah, I even went up to the guy too, like in the window, and I was like, "Hey man, you know, we both, work similar jobs somewhat, I know we're just trying to get it done as fast as possible. Let's just crank this out. Let's do it right now. But he's like, oh, no. My company has told me to sit here and sit down.
Yeah.
Imagine getting paid just to do fucking nothing. How can you like it? That's fucked up, man. That guy really pissed me off.
I find that funny that you tried to like sweet talk him into actually working, and he's like, nah, man, not gonna happen.
I know, and it's crazy. Like, these Broward guys, this isn't even the first instance of this. They expect us to do their job for them. They expect us to lift the skids and carry it over for them, even though our manager is called the Broward Company, and they've specifically even said, their company, by the way, that it's their responsibility to take it from the...
drama. I'm back, everyone. Fuck this story. We're gonna be cracking open a nice soda water.
Did you shit, Nolan? Did you poo?
Yeah.
No, I just had to go to
What
the
was the
washroom.
consistency of the poo?
The thing is, people don't really recognize with the podcast, like, you're gonna be sitting down for like an hour in a bit, and like, man's gotta pee. So, cheers.
Well,
It
that's
was an
why
easy
Jordan and
pee.
I have the water bottles in front of us that we just pee into, so we don't have to get up.
No, I'm just saying for...
That's why you have tube apparatus hooked up to your dicks right now.
Yeah.
Fed, like, these aren't
Dick Sucker
cables.
9000.
These are actually pee tubes that are running straight to the plumbing. We have it inline. It goes straight to the plumbing in our apartment. It's actually lit. We haven't left this couch in weeks.
Yeah.
But for further notice, if you ever have to shit, just tell us what it was like, if it was a journey or if it was an easy, like...
Why? Why do you gotta know, man?
Because I like knowing that shit,
Well, basically,
The
we
shit.
have to fill time up on the podcast, and I
Basically,
think
we
shits
have-
are good.
Basically, we have 2 roommate group chats. Okay, one of them is like our regular apartment roommate group chat. The other one is just called Poo Boys, and it's just pics of everyone's daily shits.
Yeah.
And then you rate them from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
It's totally real,
Definitely.
Usually, Jordans are 10 out of 10.
Definitely 100%.
Definitely, bro. So I got another thing we could talk about here,
Yeah.
So
Segue to next segment.
for any Toronto Raptors fans out there, I'm sure you guys remember DeMar DeRozan in that infamous trade for Kawhi Leonard. Some crazy shit happened yesterday in his LA home. So basically, DeMar DeRozan chased off an intruder who broke into his LA home, TMZ reported. The Spurs star chased the man out of his house after he made his way into the children's play area. So basically, he was talking to the children. He was like right in front of them. The suspect...
DeMar DeRozan's children?
Yeah.
Like some guy was talking to his kids?
This next part is crazy, by the way. Listen to this. The suspect told officers that Kylie Jenner's house was the intended target. So I guess they live close to each other, not DeRozan.
Messed up.
Can you imagine?
Now, asked about the incident on Saturday, DeRozan said, I grew up in Compton, California. I've been through worse. He's
I think
straight
that's
out of
funny.
Compton.
I think that's funny that like not only he like got caught, but he fucking like he's like, yeah, dude, this was the wrong house.
Yeah,
God,
imagine like breaking and be like, oh shit, this isn't Kylie Jenner's house.
he's
Oh
like-
fuck, wrong house,
What
man.
the fuck was
He
he?
just looked like, dude, this guy literally went on Safari app and was like, famous people house near me.
How the fuck? What do you think he was gonna do in Kylie Jenner's house, though, guys?
I don't
That's
even
what's
know.
scary.
How do you
to
even
think
break
about.
into a
He
house
was
like
just there to
that?
say hi.
Yeah, that's a gated.
Does it not have like mad security?
That's like a gated.
I
like,
do
there's
know
a gated
this, that, like,
community and then another gated.
At Drake's house here in Toronto, they have like a permanent security guard who's just
Yeah.
posted up out front.
I love those TikToks in front of Drake's house where, like, have you seen that microphone girl where she goes like, oh, I don't even know what that.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. But you would think that they have. See, I would expect Kylie Jenner to have security, but not necessarily DeRozan.
What the question I have for you guys though is, if somebody like this broke into your house, would you chase the intruder off? What would be your first instinct?
I would invite him in for a beer.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, set a beer down in front of him, put a microphone to his face, and say, "Hey, come on the podcast with us."
Yeah, man, come on. We need that first
Yeah.
dance.
What would happen if I'm always intrigued by those like videos on YouTube of like Twitch streamers who like some shit goes down while they're on stream. Like, can you
Like
imagine
when they
if
get
like
raided.
well, we're filming this podcast right now. We don't do it live, obviously. We don't do it live, obviously. But it'd be funny if like someone like accidentally walked into our room here while we were doing it. But I think it's always funny when you see like Twitch streamers. Like some people have actually been like robbed while they're on stream.
Yeah.
That will be us one day. We're gonna get swatted by the FBI.
Yeah, that'd be actually insane. I mean, like we almost did get swatted, like as we talked about earlier in the podcast. Like
Yeah.
police be like, they know where we live now, so
Guys, what is our Wi-Fi? I noticed our Wi-Fi hasn't worked that great for me lately.
it's okay.
Trying to pull up
Moving
an
on.
It's because you're a
Next
boomer
segment.
and you don't understand how Wi-Fi
Already
works.
What is the next segment here?
We're watching some video, baby. We're pulling up YouTube because Russia kicks off mass COVID-19 vaccination. They've already, let's just get into the video here on DW News because this shit is crazy, you know. We're getting close to that vaccine stage in general here in North America. But in Russia, they've already developed their own vaccine. They already have gotten over 2 million doses, and they're doing the human trials right now. So people are like, oh, I'm going to get mutated into this lizard, you know. I don't know what's going to happen. But let's watch the video. I'm playing it up right here.
Vaccination campaign today with the Russian-made Sputnik vaccine against COVID-19. The country says it's produced around 2 million doses to date and will distribute the vaccine free of charge. Doctors, teachers, and social workers are among those first in line to receive the jab. The rollout is going ahead even though clinical trials have not yet been completed.
That's always good when clinical trials have not been completed.
I'll just say one thing, like this isn't like the Pfizer vaccine which we have ordered in Canada. Like the crazy thing that I think is funny is that like governments are kind of like going on the dime and agenda of these big corporations. Like Pfizer, they made a very promising vaccine that we are actually trying to approve here in Canada right now. Mm-hmm. But it's like there's like any private company can start an endeavor to make a vaccine and then sell it to countries. I think that's so interesting how like these corporations that exist in many different countries are actually selling this to an entire country. And so like the Russians, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, like, not that we're getting accurate information from Russia anyway, like nobody really knows what's going on out there. No, I'm serious. Like out there, like it's really hard to like, do you trust Putin? Do you trust Vladimir Putin?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. So like how do we know like this is like the same thing as saying like, oh, North Korea got rid of COVID. It's like, done. Did they though? How would we know? But I will think if we do get information on this, it'll be interesting to see like what happens with their version of the vaccine, because there's like 4 versions here in Canada that people are trying to get approved, not only the Pfizer one. So like, what is Russia been working on this whole time?
I like the name of this vaccine. Sputnik V is what it's
called.
Sputnik
V, yeah, that's actually cool. But like, how many cases? Like, I feel like I don't know about enough data about COVID in Russia. Well, how many Russians have COVID?
I might get
right
into
now?
it in this video. Let's continue watching.
Sergei Satanovsky took the leap after seeing friends fall ill with COVID-19. The journalist at DW's Russian service says he did a lot of research into the vaccine before signing up for trials. I decided for myself that at the very least the vaccine is safe, and in the best case it will be effective, if they give me the vaccine rather than the placebo. Before they vaccinated me, they told me it was safe. But they gave me a life...
That's always good, you know, when they just tell you it's safe.
Like, hey man, don't worry, it's not dangerous.
They gave him a what? They gave him a what?
Let's continue.
Well, he was saying...
Oh, okay, pause it.
He was saying he was worried it was a placebo.
The thing is, the placebo is what's used in the human trials. Every human scientific trial...
So it's not real?
No, every human scientific trial, the way they ensure that it's accurate is they test one group of people who've been exposed on placebos and one group of people who've been exposed on the actual medication itself. Yeah. But those human subjects don't know if they've been given the placebo or the vaccine, and that's how they ensure accuracy. So like, it makes sense. But like, yeah, I mean, like, I think he's right. Like, I would trust at least our government's vaccine. I know that some people I know are like really weary to get vaccinated when it happens, because they're like, oh, they're gonna put microchips in us. And I'm like, nah. As an at-risk person, I feel like I would want to get the vaccine as soon as possible.
Well, plus we're gonna get microchips in us anyway at some point. Like, it's gonna happen.
Dude, if
you
you don't think that by owning TikTok, the Chinese Communist Party is listening in on all your FaceTimes with your girlfriend, you're wrong.
TikTok basically owns my kidney at this point, my left and right kidney.
I've sold my balls on the black market through TikTok and Chinese corporations just by virtue of having the app.
So well, this is the question you have to ask yourself. Would you rather have the long-term effects of COVID potentially, or just, you know, have the whatever effect this vaccine will get?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would rather have the vaccine.
Yeah. Well, you want to know what this reminds me of? You know that one scene from Deadpool 1 where he's in that like underground. Have you guys seen Deadpool?
Yeah.
Where he's in like the underground thing and he's getting all like the shots in his vein. Oh, yeah. That's what this reminds me of. I'm just envisioning
I feel
that.
like I want to see what Russia's doing, but like I agree with this guy. Go for it.
Let's keep watching.
€1,000 in compensation. In case I become disabled, they'll get up to €17,000. But I doubt that will happen. Around 40,000 people have already taken part in trials for Sputnik V, one of the 2 Russian vaccines. Trials for both are ongoing, but the vaccines are already registered and being rolled out across Russia. Doctors and teachers are first in line.
That's one thing I like. Free and voluntary. I mean, like, I'm interested to see what happens with vaccinations in the States because they don't have public health care.
Yeah, what do you think they're gonna have to pay for?
You don't think it'll be free?
That would be so fucked if you had to pay for it. I mean, like, then, but this is also coming from someone who thinks it's dumb that you have to pay for insulin. So, like,
Dude, are the front,
I think it's
there's
dumb
no way.
too.
Do you think the frontline workers in the States are gonna have to pay for it after risking their life? That's
I don't
fucked
know.
up if they have to pay for it, man.
technically, we're all frontline workers here. So, tell me,
We
on a daily
provide.
basis, do you feel like you're risking your life like crazy?
So I kind of feel like it sometimes, not too much because we're not getting too close to the people, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of scary how many people at my work are getting sick sometimes,
Yeah.
They claim to be getting sick. What's crazy is Mitchell got food poisoning, we suspect. And they only just asked him yesterday after he got sick 4 days ago. Oh, this guy could literally have COVID. And we didn't even follow up.
No
It's
one
crazy.
cared to
I
ask me
think
at
it's
all.
just because Jordan undercooks beef from time to time.
Oh my god,
It's
man,
okay,
no way.
though.
I do it nice.
Anyway, what do we have next on the videos?
I'm not even done. We still got a little bit left.
There have already been media reports of people being put under pressure.
How long
by
is
their
this video?
employers to sign up.
Well,
No, it's fucking over.
we don't-
won't
yeah,
watch all- we're not watching the whole-
We don't
we're
have
not
to watch
watching the whole-
7 minutes of this
we haven't
video.
even. They're talking about what the heck goes on, bro. We haven't
Okay.
even
Basically, what goes on is they just give these.
Basically,
these people
Russia's got a
shots.
vaccine. We know about it. Next segment. That's all I'm
It
saying.
may or may not be poison.
Right, bro.
Who knows?
What's
Okay.
next?
Next, we got Bill Nye.
Bill
Bill
Billy
Nye is
boy.
joining the conversation. Okay, well, sorry.
Did you guys even have those rolly TVs that would come into your?
Yes,
okay,
of course.
good. Yeah, Bill Nye.
With the VCR
I
players.
haven't seen him since those days. Yeah, man. That's
So
what I'm talking
to set this up, Bill Nye is basically explaining masks to those who still don't understand. Psst, guys in the subway, psst, keep your fucking mask on.
Oh,
You do
yeah.
not need to take your
Yeah,
mask off.
Call him
Different
out.
station.
But we're just getting people closer and closer to us,
Okay, next.
Okay, we're gonna watch this
Hit it.
Bill Nye clip. Okay.
I'm kidding. Greetings, Bill Nye here with more on masks. Here's a map of the United States. The red ink shows where people are wearing masks. The black ink shows where people are getting sick with coronavirus. I hope you can see the fewer the masks, the more the sick. And there's a perception that a virus can travel through the fibers of a mask like this red dot. Because viruses don't travel by themselves. No, they travel in little droplets of spit and snot. And the fibers are a tangle. So when the droplet gets into the fibers of a mask, it gets trapped. This is not that hard to understand, everybody.
I love that he says that. I love that he says that it's not that hard to understand, but he's right.
I love Bill Nye so much.
Wear a mask. I just got a new
Such an
mask today, man.
inspiration.
It's a fashion statement.
Do you
I
guys
love
remember that
masks.
Bill Nye controversy a few years ago? Because I guess
Controversy?
he's not actually a real doctor or whatever,
No,
but
no,
people
no.
were
He's not a
annoyed
doctor,
at
he's
it.
Bill Nye's a real
scientist.
scientist.
He's a scientist.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Sorry, scientist I meant. But he's not a real scientist,
he
I meant
is.
to say.
He actually pioneered all science schools across the globe.
What I want to know is what do you have to take to become a scientist? It's like I have a degree in history that
Yeah.
doesn't make me a historian.
No, all you have to do is
know?
watch Bill Nye's videos to
No, but
become
I
a scientist.
think he doesn't have a science degree.
Oh, okay.
So that's why-
he's got maybe he's just in television and broadcasting,
But yeah,
which would be even sicker.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think it necessarily. I mean, he's spreading as long as he's spreading the
Yeah.
correct
Yeah.
information, right?
He knows
Doesn't
what he's
matter.
talking
Shout out
about.
Bill Nye on this mask video, and also follow Bill Nye on TikTok. Follow
Yeah.
me on TikTok.
Well, what's your TikTok name, bro?
Snow days,
Snow Days, baby.
same as my Instagram, baby. Check it out.
We only got 18 seconds left.
About wearing a mask. Now, you know about rules. You pay taxes on the whole road, but you only get to drive on one side at a time. Otherwise, so everyone, please wear a mask. Thank you. Oh, you can hear me fine, right through the mask.
Oh god.
I love that. And do you know what the most Bill Nye thing is?
What?
It's the short sleeve dress shirt with the bow tie. Loving
Yeah,
it. Loving
classic
it.
look.
Drippy, for sure.
Bill Nye, if you're listening, please come on the podcast. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, phone in Bill Nye versus Neil deGrasse Tyson in a science off. on the podcast live via Skype and Discord.
It's funny because the thing I remember the most about Bill Nye is not even like his videos himself. It's everybody in the class going like, Bill Nye, his mom's a guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I remember.
It's Bill Nye, your mom is a guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Anyway, what's
That's
next on our
relatable, you
video?
know, to
What
me.
is next for the videos, my guy?
You guys didn't collect any videos, so we have no videos left, actually.
That's it.
Cool,
the
that's
video
fine.
segment.
Well, I have one on Pornhub that if we want to watch that one together.
It's called Shrek Farts, and Mitchell is the only guy who favorited
I'm
it.
the only view.
You know what?
It's just me.
Are you guys comfortable talking about your pornographic tastes? You know?
Yeah.
Are you actually?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see. I'm gonna be an entertainer. I'm gonna be
Nolan makes
on a
porn
stage.
instead.
No, not in that sense.
Creates
I'm
it.
just saying that like a record label execs might not want me speaking on NSFW content if I ever get signed. So
Yeah, this guy's gonna make it big, you know.
yeah, we'll see.
Okay, we'll keep your kinks out of this podcast. Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just for me
But
and
like
Jordan,
we
your
can
kinks.
definitely go into your guys' kinks. I mean, the thing is like you guys have a lot less to lose. You're also younger than me.
What
You
the
don't.
fuck does that mean?
Wow, you just think you're so much better than
I'm
this.
saying that like you guys, if you're gonna be content creators, like I think that you guys talking about what you watch on Pornhub, it can be viewed as an asset. But like I don't want
It is an
this
asset.
podcast being pulled up when I'm headlining a music festival like 10 years from now, and someone's like, "Oh, so I heard you liked granny porn."
Oh, so it is granny
back
porn.
in
Okay,
tw-
that's what I thought it was.
No, it's not. I'm just using
Cool,
that.
yeah.
I'm using shit. I'm just using that as like an example of like something
Yeah.
that would be embarrassing.
An
Not that-
example
but
of what
if
he
you guys
watched
are out there-
yesterday.
But if you guys are out there watching that, like good for you. But like it's not me, and you're not gonna catch me out here discussing pornographic imagery on the podcast. I'm a wholesome boy.
Yeah, wholesome.
I don't digest that content, but by all means, Jordan, what kind of content have you been
God.
digesting, my guy?
Okay, you know what? I'm just an open guy. Big thing
Yeah,
about
he's
me,
too open.
If you guys know
Post it.
about this, I'll explain it a little bit more. I kind of have no filter, you know. My big
Zero.
thing is being honest. And I
Definitely
love honesty.
not.
But yeah, so if I was to explain, I mean, I don't even necessarily just go on Pornhub or XX videos, you know, the classics. YouTube even has some content for me.
YouTube?
Yeah, he's jacking off to
What do you-
Spider-Man and Elsa videos. To like the Ethan Bradbury Spider-Man Elsa videos is what he's watching.
Thank
yeah.
you to H3 for introducing me to that.
Yeah,
that
shout out
stuff is
But what is
H3.
that? So I haven't even seen that. What is it?
Basically,
Yeah, you have.
there's this conspiracy theory. This is like old news. And anyone who knows about YouTube is watching this right now is probably gonna be like, these guys are so way late to this game. But Ethan and Mo Bradbury ended up being the ones behind this like child
Amazing.
video content creation, which was just basically Spider-Man v Elsa videos, and they were like narrated by this voice that goes like,
really
it's like
creepy.
Spider-Man doing Elsa shit, and it was revealed to be Mo and E.T., none other than the Bradburys.
Basically, Spider-Man and Elsa would just like make out with each other and like go
Yeah.
on weird little adventures, and it was very.
But like, why are
very
we explaining to him?
uncomfortable.
He already knows everything about it.
Yeah.
Why we don't have to explain?
I've seen it in his search history.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
actually have we discussed this? We must have discussed the speaker incident on the podcast.
Oh no,
Speaker-
elaborate on that.
Oh,
I see. This might have been in the last episode. I'm not sure.
No,
but
I
like,
don't think we
one
ever
time-
talked
I don't think it
about
was.
this.
twice actually, Jordan was in his room, just about to get spicy with himself. You know, it's a pandemic. We can't have ladies over. I don't blame him for wanting to beat his meat.
oh wow, we're gone over
The
an hour.
camera-
Hold on.
Okay, just wait a
Is
second.
off. So this is just going to be audio for this part, but I'll explain it again.
There, that's fine.
So basically, Jordan was watching something that may or may not have been not
Porn,
suitable
cough,
for
cough.
work. Yeah, porn. And it came through our Bluetooth speaker on not one but two separate occasions. What do you have to say about that, Jordan? Welcome to Content Court. Welcome to Content Court. You are on trial today for blasting the Pornhub intro in the living room. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Jordan Jacqueline?
I like to have fun with myself, and when I'm having fun with myself, sometimes the momentum leading up to I don't think about turning the Bluetooth off. You know, I just get into it. You know,
He goes right in, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want it to be known that we actually did not hear any audible moans or pornographic sounds.
No, I did.
Oh, you did.
I have, yeah.
you've not heard me moan.
No,
No,
not
I've heard
from
the
you.
porn moan.
From yeah.
I
so
hope to God I don't
want it
hear
to
you
be
ever
known
moan.
that this is it's not a serious offense, but it's not a not serious
It's
offense.
5 years in jail.
I think we need to definitely think about the consequences for this one.
Yeah, 5 years in porn jail.
I can't
5
watch-
years in porn
well,
jail,
I-
yeah.
Porn jail.
So I think that long story short, Jordan just needs to check his Bluetooth in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done that in too long, have I?
No, probably.
No,
like a
I
couple
just think
weeks.
that's like the worst thing. Like I would be very embarrassed.
Yeah, that's like the number one. I feel like it's funny though. Maybe if he was in a house with his parents, it wouldn't be very funny. But because
If
he's
it's
with the
just, like,
boys,
if he's having like family over for Christmas dinner and his grandma's like, okay, 10 minutes till Christmas dinner. And you're like, okay, grandma, and then you like just go in your room. He's like, I'm just gonna freshen up for dinner, and then your grandma's like cooking butter tarts, and then you just hear like, boom, to boom, boom, to boom, boom. And it's-
step bro.
yeah. Hey, step soldier.
Yeah.
Hey, step soldier. Put the meme up on the screen. Can we do that? We'll be able to do that.
Yeah,
for
I'll
this?
do that on the video, sure.
Yeah, yeah. What are
Wait,
you
what is
doing,
that
step
meme
soldier?
again? What is it again?
It's just like a history
Oh,
meme.
no, yeah, that's the one you sent.
Yeah,
that's
what are
right.
you doing, step
What was
soldier?
that? Shout out
Yeah.
the history account
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. This is for the boys only. The girls aren't gonna get the "What are you doing, step soldier" meme, but it's a classic.
Well, what's the Instagram account that I
spicy
made
meme.
that?
History in memes on Instagram.
You like that? Eh? We're actually talking to a history major here. Fun
Yeah,
fact.
yeah.
Damn.
I went to Guelph University for history. No big deal. Graduated with a 63 average or something like
That's
that.
pretty
so,
impressive.
Yeah, it's whatever.
That's okay. I'm kind of failing my business class right
Yeah,
now.
it's
so-
fine. We're here for you, Jordan. We're here for you. Anyways, do we have anything else to discuss today, boys?
I think it's kind of just a slow day too. Well, I mean, we had some decent conversations today, right?
Very good conversation. I want to thank everyone for joining us today on the couch for another episode of Absolute Nonsense.
Thank you very much, yeah, guys. It was really a nice episode today. Subscribe to our Patreon, and you can get extra content-based stuff if you want to join the 3 tiers we have set up there. So
Yeah.
join that out. It's not too much money, you know. I mean, do what you can. Obviously, we can't force
Yeah,
people to
and
do
then
anything. but-
also our boy George, thank you for letting us talk about you on the podcast. You said you were going to listen to our podcast, so if you're listening, this one's for you. If you're not him, you can fuck off now.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And
shout out to
George-
Nolan's little brother too.
Shout out to my little brother, yeah.
Wait, why Nolan's little brother?
He was going to check out the podcast.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, mom. Hey, dad. Okay, bye.
And overall, thank you guys for watching so much. You know, it's been a fun time. We're gonna aim to do a podcast every Saturday now. I think
Boom,
that's
bada,
what we're
boom,
doing
boom,
here.
the apartment.
If, if Mitchell's actually around, we can do one every Saturday. you know?
Yeah,
The
we'll
apartment.
make sure to do one. Okay, we love you all.
We love
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Music.
Meep, meep, meep.
The apartment.